Hello, everybody. This is Joseph Pasek of barnburner.ca. Our twice daily Fired Up show is available on 108 platforms, also on the OSG Sports app. This is a very, very special edition of Fired Up Extra with TSN's highlight producer, Eric Cohen. We're talking about wrestling, major scoops we're going to give you right now. I don't think love it. All right. I don't think anybody has heard of these breaking news items that I'm going to reveal right now. First of all, Eric, you had a question before we started taping. What's your question?
Well, I think myself and a lot of the other wrestling people were wondering the thought process behind putting the belt on Charlotte going into that main event as Charlotte wins the women's WWE title on SmackDown against Asuka. Such an underwhelming title reign for Asuka. Really did nothing with it. Now they just put the belt on Charlotte going into the main event where she'll face Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch. Your thoughts on why the rationale was for that?
All right. First of all, they announced that the main event for WrestleMania 35 will be the first time ever ladies match at WrestleMania 35. So they want to have more oomph to it. Of course, okay. That's number one. There's three issues here. I'll tackle them all. First of all, Ronda is WWE Ladies Raw Champion. Okay, Charlotte now comes in as the SmackDown Ladies Champion, and of course Becky won the Royal Rumble, so it adds something to the match. Also, this is, again, I don't know if anybody has talked about this, but this plants the seed for, there's only one tag team ladies title. There's only going to be one ladies title. So it plants the seed moving forward. Whoever wins the bout wins, is one ladies champion. And they're already competing on both shows, Raw and SmackDown. So it just furthers along that it's something special that ladies main event. Also, and I'm going to throw this out there, rumor has it, and I don't know if this is true or not, but, Conor McGregor said he retires from the UFC. They're already welcoming him to WWE. I don't know if he's going to appear at WrestleMania, but I have heard a rumor that if they can negotiate a deal, what about Conor McGregor refereeing the main event? Figure this out. Ronda Rousey, her storyline is, wrestling is fake. WWE, nobody can. She needs a real life fighter, real life thing. Conor McGregor, biggest thing in sports. What about if he's the referee for WrestleMania?
And Conor and Becky already have a relationship, so that would definitely add intrigue to that match.
Okay, and here's the other thing. So Ronda Rousey could say, Conor's the referee. Well, Conor's Irish, Becky's Irish. That's not unfair to me. I need an outside enforcer outside the ring. Who does Ronda Rousey trust? But her husband, who can be an okay. So what does that mean for Charlotte? Well, Charlotte is Charlotte Flair. Bingo. You have a main event of ladies. Then you have three guys who are off the charts. Obviously Travis Brown married to Ronda. Obviously, I don't have to tell you Conor McGregor, and obviously, Ric Flair. That's what a main event there.
Well, Becky is likely to win that match. So if Becky wins that match, I guess, does she get both titles? Does she unify the titles? It's definitely interesting to see how that's going to play out now.
That's why I think they gave the title to Charlotte, and they squashed in the process. They squashed Asuka.
They've been squashing Asuka for, really since she came to WWE. She loses her undefeated streak last year at WrestleMania. She loses a bunch of times on SmackDown. She's jobbing to, Carmella. And then, she lost to Carmella twice. And then... Yeah,
but you know what? You know why she lost to Carmella?
James Ellsworth.
Corey Graves had something to do with that. Never mind.
Yeah,
all right. So we're going to get to some news here. Now, a couple months ago, when you saw the explosion from NXT to the main roster, who did you see, Eric?
No, you saw Aleister Black, you saw Ricochet, you saw EC3, you saw Lacey Evans.
Yes. Who's left that hasn't appeared?
Who's left?
Come on, Lars Sullivan.
Oh, of course, they've been, and they teased him too, actually, in part of this.
So
part of those
Lars
promos.
Sullivan, from what I hear, rumor has it, no inside information, but from what I hear, rumor has it that Lars Sullivan will make his debut the night after WrestleMania, and look for Lars Sullivan to possibly capture the Universal title very soon after that, and Lars Sullivan to have Paul Heyman with him. So Lars Sullivan becomes the next big thing. Get it?
Wow.
Brock
So
Lesnar.
that would be if Brock Lesnar were to leave the sport after losing to Seth Rollins.
Brock Lesnar obviously wants to go back to UFC. And here's another thing. The superstar shake-up, draft, whatever you want to call it, change-up, both, I have heard, Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman will be drafted to SmackDown.
Wow.
All right, more breaking news, Eric. Can you believe that? More breaking news here. As you know, The Undertaker is sort of not scheduled for WrestleMania this year.
No, he's not.
But is he going to show up? All right, Eric, since you're not even answering it, I'm going to tell you. There are rumors going around, first of all, that The Undertaker will be appearing in the next Saudi Arabia show May 3rd. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. Now, as you know, who's the musical guest for WrestleMania this year?
Elias.
You walk with him all the time, correct?
I walk with Elias.
Now, imagine this, Eric. Imagine this. We're at WrestleMania, right? You're one of the people that I'm going to send to the team if you continue on this Hall of Fame path of yours. All right. Imagine Elias is in the ring and then you hear do the Undertaker music. Don't you think he gets a big pop that night?
Well, that'd be ironic because last year, of course, John Cena was waiting to fight Undertaker, and he ended up fighting Elias instead first, and then went on to get squashed by Undertaker in 3 minutes later on in the evening.
Yes, so now I'm going to tie everything in. Great point by you. Finally, you're proving that your bald head is...
That's why I'm a Hall of Famer, buddy.
Proving that your bald head is doing something right. All right, so Elias singing and all that, and then the Undertaker coming out and either squashing him, but Elias, for once, has a plan. Everybody's interrupting him. What about if Elias, has a couple people behind him, right? And then they attack the Undertaker, and who makes the save? Maybe John Cena, or Eric, or Sting. Undertaker. Sting. I heard there are plans in the works. Sting, Undertaker to either tag team or Sting, Undertaker to be at the Saudi show facing off each other. I believe, from what I hear, it could be Sting and the Undertaker as a tag team. May 3rd. And if you remember, these Saudi shows, last time, they had Shawn Michaels come back. Somebody always comes back.
And Undertaker ended up losing to Triple H and then losing in that Brothers of Destruction match to Triple H and Shawn Michaels as well. He lost back-to-back matches to them.
Yep. So you could see that. You could also see Kane possibly helping, but that's the rumors that is going around. All right. Another rumor going around here. I reported it for a couple months already, several months ago, that Sasha and Bayley will be defending their tag team titles up against Team Bestie, Lita, and Trish Stratus. Well, they changed that up for WrestleMania, and it's going to be Beth Phoenix returning with Natalya. But, Eric, let me ask you the question. Where are you from?
Toronto.
Yeah. Where's SummerSlam from?
Toronto.
Where's Trish Stratus from?
The T-Dot.
Enough said.
Right, so there you go. Trish and Lita against Sasha and Bayley at SummerSlam in Toronto. I like it, buddy.
From what I heard, that is the plan going forward. Also, I hear a rumor plan is Steph against Becky at SummerSlam.
Are you kidding me? How can they possibly sell Stephanie McMahon as a legitimate threat to Becky Lynch, Joe?
I don't know, but she's the man. She's the boss. Man.
But I mean, the boss has no chance in the ring against the man. We saw last year at WrestleMania, she got her ass kicked by Ronda Rousey. I don't understand why they would possibly have you believe that she's a legitimate competitor to face Becky Lynch.
And one other thing at WrestleMania that I forgot to mention is that we're talking about the main event. So Becky, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte. Charlotte comes in as a champion. If Becky wins, she may win the Raw title. So listen to this. I know everybody wants to know this. So technically, if Becky wins the Raw title, Becky's Raw champion, Charlotte is SmackDown champion. Who are the tag team champions?
Sasha and Bayley. That's the 4 horsewomen.
Yeah, and then the next night, it's sort of the new year for wrestling, Ronda says goodbye, but brings in her 4 horsewomen of MMA fame. How do you like that, Eric?
It's interesting. Also, a lot of talk, a lot of buzz. They had advertised, Joe, that they were going to have a 4-way to who would fight Asuka on SmackDown. They just sort of ignored that. So girls like Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, my girl, of course, Mandy, Fire and Ice, just weren't even involved in anything. What do you do now with them?
All right. Simple. You're right. They announced that didn't happen, but, they changed things like crazy here. So let me ask you, are Fire and Ice a tag team?
Right now they are. They've been
hold on,
breaking them up. But
yes, but is also Carmella and Naomi a tag team, correct?
Not really, but yeah, I guess they were the Elimination Chamber.
Yes. So don't they have more spots available for the tag team ladies match?
Oh, you think they may put them in that the tag? I had heard a women's battle royal, but
yeah, but even if they have a women's battle royal, I think because they're a tag team, those 4 ladies could be a tag team. Maybe they insert them there. Also, here it is. I'm going to say this. It looks like Brutus the Barber Beefcake will be inducted into this year's Hall of Fame, but early speculation has in 2020. No, not Eric Cohen. He's already into the Barn Burner Hall of Fame. So, and by the way, Eric, not even a speech and thanking me, who made your career, who, I remember back in 2002, we were doing play-by-play, and you said what?
The Toronto Maple Leafs are going to be the Stanley Cup champions in 2000.
Yet again, after that horrible prediction, 17 years later, did not occur. You should have been fired on the spot. But anyway.
They got a shot this year, buddy. Just got to slay the beast and beat the Bruins and the Lightning and heave the way. Let's go.
Slay the beast. All right, Seth Rollins. All right, for 2020 Hall of Fame, the Bella Twins.
Okay, makes sense. Nikki.
It makes sense. I'm telling you, 2020 is going to be the Bella Twins.
Where have they been? Like, why? They're not, I don't understand why they're not on TV.
Eric, I'm surprised. I'm really, really surprised. Other than your work at TSN, you should tell everybody what you do now. You, with your wife, you're dancing around, everything like that. You want to be with Dancing with the Stars. Arden and Nikki are together. That's what they're doing. Eric, come on, man. I thought you would know better than that. But here it is. Quit interrupting me. All right? I'm going to say, rumor has it already, Bella Twins going to be inducted in 2020 Hall of Fame with The Rock.
Wow. It's
in Tampa Bay, Florida. Don't forget the home of Steve Carney. Raymond James Stadium, April 5th, 2020. It looks like 2020, The Rock finally comes back to Tampa. Now, Eric, as we close out this special edition of Fired Up Extra, any final questions?
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Have we seen the last of Dean Ambrose? Are they going to have at least a goodbye for him before he leaves?
As you saw on Raw.
Before you answer, Joe, how many times can they have him lose to Drew McIntyre? Just like a weekly thing? Like, it's insane. It just every week he just challenges Drew McIntyre and loses. Really.
All right, so hold on. Drew McIntyre is fighting Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. They cannot have him lose or win, beat Roman Reigns just a week prior to WrestleMania. They cannot have him lose or win again to Seth Rollins because he's in the technically main event of Raw against
Seth Rollins.
Seth
Rollins also lost a Drew McIntyre.
Yes, and he can't lose again. That's what you don't hear what I'm saying. He can't lose again. So right now we have a built story between if Seth Rollins wins the title, who's the number one contender? Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre, yeah.
Or if Brock Lesnar wins, then at the Saudi Arabia show, he can lose the title because he's getting screwed out by Paul Heyman, who introduces his new guy, Lars Sullivan.
Well, anyway, do you think that we've seen the last of Dean Ambrose?
In WWE, maybe so. In some other wrestling league, like the three letters A, E, yeah. All right. And now at TSN, they had a very, very big documentary on arguably greatest wrestler that is alive today, one of them, Kenny Omega. Did you watch Engraved in the Nation?
I've seen parts of it. Yeah, I saw some spoilers of it. I'll check out.
What stood out for you?
Well, the emotion that he was able to capture. I mean, he was just one of those guys that he's not mainstream because WWE fans obviously don't really know much about him, but he's definitely a very special talent.
All right, and don't forget, Impact Wrestling comes back here for a pay-per-view in Toronto at the Rebel Nightclub Sunday, April 28th, Monday, April 29th, Impact Wrestling TV tapings at the Rebel Nightclub. I've been told that several Toronto sports teams will be in attendance for these shows. And Lance Storm, yes, Lance Storm.
If I can be serious for a minute.
From Calgary.
The New Day stole his line on their promo on SmackDown.
And that's
serious for a moment.
Eric, you're killing me here because I was going to conclude with major news on the New Day. You're killing me here.
Let's hear it.
Well, Eric, are you smart? Well, that's debatable. But let's get to this point here, okay? So Kofi Kingston tries to get to the main event, to WrestleMania. Fails. Tries again. Fails. Tries again. Fails. Who gets him into the WrestleMania?
The New Day winning the tag team gauntlet match.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. He tries and fails, but a tag team gauntlet gets a singles competitor into WrestleMania. Secondly, are they planting the seeds for a New Day breakup and New Day turning heel?
Oh, I definitely feel like the New Day could turn on Kofi, absolutely.
So does Kofi win and then they turn, or Kofi loses because they turn?
Because they turn, you bring up good points. I've already thought of that. It's one of the two scenarios for sure. They'll easily play the story that, Xavier and Big E did it all for Kofi, and what did Kofi do for them? Totally, you can plant the seeds for sure.
All right, and let's wish a speedy recovery to NXT champion. He never lost, so I'm still calling him NXT champion. Tommaso Ciampa, he'll be gone a year with a neck injury, and he never lost. He was great. He's great on the main roster, and of course the WrestleMania weekend features NXT with a good main event, 2 out of 3 falls match. An unbelievable Adam Cole, baby, against Johnny Gargano. That should be really, really good. And I know Velveteen Dream up against your guy, yo man, come on, your guy Matt Riddle. All right, Eric, final thoughts? Go ahead.
Well, WrestleMania, it's going to be a long show. There's a lot.
8 hours, 7.5.
Oh my.
7.5, 8 hours. What are you going to do from 5 to 1 in the morning, Eric?
Well, I'm working, so I have to actually.
What do you mean you're working? I have to, and you have to be there as an analyst.
I wish I could be there,
because you don't know anything about baseball. You don't even know who's going to win the World Series. You say the Maple Leafs are going to win the Stanley Cup. Since 1967, you've been saying that. You're wrong every year. You say the Raptors are finally going to do it. Kawhi Leonard's going to stay in Toronto and all that. You're wrong about that. You tell me every week. You tell me about the 649 numbers. I only got one number. Like, when are you right? When are you right? You tell me about Toronto FC.
I think my WrestleMania predictions are going to be pretty bang on, my friend. So you just listen to Old Easy, and I got your back.
You got my back. All right, next week you're going to be on here with your WrestleMania predictions. Right now,
you got it.
14 matches have been announced.
And still no John Cena, no Fire and Ice, no Dean Ambrose. So right now, there's a lot of people.
So now let me ask you a question. You talked about Fire and Ice. You want to see them. John Cena, you can't see him.
Yeah.
John Cena will be at WrestleMania. You know who else will? He will. I just said he will be at WrestleMania. And you know who else will be at WrestleMania?
Who?
Eric, break off your shirt. Jimmy Hart and Hogan are going to be at WrestleMania. Guarantee you that.
Yeah, we saw Hogan a few weeks ago paying homage to the late Mean Gene. So the Hulkster's still in fine form. Hopefully he doesn't come out there and call it the Silverdome.
Yes, the Silverdome and all that. But, Eric, tell everybody how they could get a hold of you social media-wise.
Follow me on Twitter, Real Eric Cohen. Don't be fooled by any imposters. There's only one real deal.
And who's that?
Eric Cohen.
You're the real deal?
You got it, buddy.
In what? I just said you got everything wrong. And then
everything right, my friend. Everything right.
All right, Eric. We'll conclude.
1986.
Yeah, how old were you in 1986? 10 years old? You didn't even become a man. You didn't even become a man till 1988. Come on.
True, bro. That's the baby. All right. Peace out.
Some people say that you're not even a man yet. By the way, Eric,
they took too much of my, of the circumcision, but we're recovering.
you never bounced back.
Bounced back.
You never rised up to the occasion.
We're looking to do that. You got it.
By the way, how's your wife doing?
Just wonderful, thanks, Joe.
How's your baby doing, Eric?
Oh, she's great.
Yeah, but how's your wife doing?
My baby's great. Thank you for asking, and peace out.
That's Eric Cohen of TSN. You're listening to Fired Up Extra. Thanks a lot, Eric.
You're welcome, Joe.